So, what is the difference in a locally hosted website versus a remotely hosted website? Local is when you have a server running on your computer and you build your website on your computer. Remote hosting is when your website is located on another server. That's actually another computer at another location using the internet to connect to it. It is a web development best practice for you to create the website locally, hosted on your local server and not on your remote server where the world will publicly see it. Now, there are ways to prevent the world from publicly seeing a remotely hosted website, but the best practice is to start at your local environment, especially if you're working by yourself, not on a team. This term, the term that is used, or the practice where you develop live on your server, is cowboy coding. All cowboy coders are banished to eternal web developer anathema. Just joking. I even read that. Yeah. So, however, if you are a cowboy coder, you run the risk of losing your work, and you expose yourself to liability that you really don't need. Benefits of having your website hosted locally include that you always have a backup of the website. You can test before you go public, and you don't need an internet connection. So let's set up a really quick local website. If you were on the desktop server webpage and you downloaded desktop server, you're going to be able to do this. If you haven't downloaded desktop server, go to serverpress.com, where we were just a minute ago, and download. Just click on Get Started for free. Find your system and download it. Okay? Once you download it, come back to this video. For now, what I'm going to do is minimize this window and show you what a local environment looks like, or how I run a local environment on my computer. And that other window is our remote environment that will eventually be running a remote website. So what I'm going to start with is desktop server. There we go. And so once you download a desktop server, you have an application just like this. Desktop server, I'm running version 3.8.2. There's probably an update. But the first thing it asked me on a Macintosh when I first started is, do I want to, basically, desktop server needs administrative privileges. So I'll need to restart this. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to type in my password. And that will restart desktop server. And then from here, I'll stop and restart the web and database services. I have a few developer plugins that we'll talk about maybe in other videos, but not now. And then I just stopped the web and database services, but I'm going to, yes, now I'm going to start the web and database services from here. Once it's started, I can click next, and I could click on, I'll just leave this window on the side, but I'm going to click here, type localhost, and I will see all of my development websites currently from this unique interface. Now, these are just different websites that I've been doing for clients and things like that, and personal. But what I want to do is I want to create a WordPress website with desktop server. So the first thing that I can do is click create a new website, new development website. Click next. I can name this, and I can name this WP theme setup demo. And I just named this. I have an older version of WordPress here. It's a blueprint, which I will update, and that's 4.61, which is really kind of old. Now I'm just going to use that blueprint, and I'll click create, and that begins to create the actual website and restarts the database services. It's created my website. I can click the theme setup demo here and install this website with some basic information. Because it was a blank website, it started me from the top, and I'll just call this WP theme setup demo. Username is just going to be my first name, and my password, because this is locally hosted, I'm going to do a very easy password. Confirm the use of a weak password, of course. And then I'll just put my email here. If you ever want to email me there, I guess you can email me. And I'll log in. So it takes me to a login screen. I could use my username and password. Or with desktop server, there's this unique bypass login. And I could choose to bypass login. I'll never even have to type my password in for this locally hosted WordPress website. And I click bypass login, and there it logs me in. I see that I do have 4 updates because it's an older version of WordPress, and I'll just go ahead and do these updates because it kind of nagged me. So I'm updating to 4.7.2. I'll look at the plugin updates. So I have 2 themes and 1 plugin. And this is now my WordPress website. Locally, if I want to visit the site, it is now set up as a local website, WP theme setup demo.dev for development environment. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll go on to the next video.